Hey Alan, really good session yesterday. Hope you found it helpful. Just to run through a couple of things we discussed in the session. Obviously now I think more of a justification, the fact you are swinging the club really well. The main thing you were really sort of worried about was the fact the club was coming over the top. If we look at the club as it goes back, comes back a little bit on the inside, but that's more so because you're actually aiming a little bit out to the right with your toe. I wouldn't really say that club has worked inside, just your body's a little bit out to the right there. Top of the backswing good as you start bringing that golf club down. If we look at sort of this position here now, that club there is pretty much dead straight towards your target line. There's no over the top movement there now. As that club starts working to impact here, we've got a very, very good movement with the arms and the hands as they come through. What you've got to just make sure you do when that club does come down, some work we did with that roller obviously, was keeping this shoulder back so the arms can kind of fall down here. We don't want to pull it down, we're just letting the arms fall down here as that right shoulder stays back. And when this happens, as you can see in this case, the lower half stays back. You stay more over your right foot rather than your right shoulder kind of trying to twist and turn and do all these things you said you were trying to do. When the right shoulder stays back, your arms can release the club towards target. It's a much higher ball flight. And the things that we see when you're playing your best, it's a higher ball flight and a little draw. When you're not playing your best, it's that sort of low cutty one off to the right there, or the infamous kind of snipe to the left there where that ball just goes low left with the driver and not looking very pretty. So when that ball flight's higher and more drawy, should we say, that is you keeping your right side back as you come back to the goal. When the right side sort of hangs back and the club comes down back in front here, it's a much better position. What we do is the right side can just sort of twist through with the body and you finish in a really good position. Right shoulder, right hip, right knee, right foot have all come through together. When the right shoulder works quicker from here, and the right shoulder tends to work more when you're trying to spin the hips out of the way, this foot then steps forward, you end up on this side losing your balance, and the ball then just goes very, very low at best. So keep that right shoulder back, let the arms kind of just fall and drop. The club, when it's allowed to do what it wants to do, is doing some really, really good things. And I think I say from your point of view, it's more a question of just giving you that confidence now that actually you're swinging the club pretty good. There's not really an awful lot to change. The problem is we know you are a tinker with your golf swing. When one or two things go wrong, or you hit the odd one or two shots out this way or this way, you start changing everything. So overall, I think the swing's in a good position. It's in a good place for the most part. Just got to work on that lower half and the top half, just not spinning out too much. Just let those arms come back down. Once the arms fall back down, the club comes into a really, really good position here, as we can see. From there now you can just release that club to target. The right side staying back is a very, very good balanced position through to your follow through. So hope that all makes sense. Any questions, obviously you can give me a shout and I will catch up with you next time. Cheers mate.